Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So today we're doing loot from 2,000 Revenant kills. Now I've actually done a video similar to this in the past, and that was loot from 1,000 Revenants back in 2014. And the reason why I'm revisiting Revenants is because there has been some major changes with them that I feel like it's worth revisiting for. Now, if you're looking at these clips and you're thinking to yourself, wow, these look pretty old, you would be right, because I actually recorded these clips back in January, like early January, and I even recorded the audio for this video back in January. But unfortunately, for some reason, my audio never saved correctly, and it was corrupted, so I was shit out of luck. So I really lost motivation to make this video. It's still relevant to upload, I just gotta redo the audio. So I think talking about the changes to Revenant since my last video, first would be the best course of action. So, first thing I want to mention is that if you have the Wilderness Elite tasks done, at all times you will have an improved drop rate of the Ancient Warrior equipment from the Revenants, which, if you have no idea what that is like the, Statius armor and weapons and Vesta and Zerials and all that fun stuff. Wilderness Elite tasks are definitely worth having if you are planning to go to Revs. I do not know the improved chance, but it's probably very minor, but better than nothing. Another item that came out actually fairly recently that increased the chances of drops here is the Drop Enhancer. Now, you can get this item from Deathmatch points, which, if you have no idea what Deathmatch is, it's kind of like a PvP minigame that replaced the Crucible over in Northeast Edgeville. You essentially just fight other players, and you get points for kills, and you can spend those points. So, 200 points will get you a Drop Enhancer. But yeah, what a Drop Enhancer does is exactly what it sounds like. It increases the chance of getting drops here. Specifically the Ancient Warriors equipment and the Corrupt Dragon. Now, it has 1,000 charges, which you lose one charge every single kill, regardless of getting a drop or not. And when you actually do get a drop, you lose an amount of charges. There isn't like a known amount that you lose. It may vary. No one's actually done extensive testing, and it's very hard for me to test because you never know when you're going to get a drop. So for the 2,000 kills, I had to at least use 3 of these things, but I did end up dying once during the video and losing the Drop Enhancer. So yeah, I for sure had to use 3 during the video. Another change since the last video, I know there's a lot of changes, but we gotta go over them. This change is the Hellfire Bow, which was released with Bounty Hunter, I believe, or the prelude to Bounty Hunter. It's essentially a level 99 bow that appears in the wilderness, and you can pick it up, and it will notify everyone on your world in the wilderness where you are, basically the level of the wilderness. You kind of have a target on your head when you have this weapon, but it is level 99 and only requires 90 range to wield. So you could use this bow to get really fast rev kills. I tried doing it for like the first couple hours, and it's pretty nice, but again, it makes you a target. It's kind of weird. Actually, even though you are kind of a target, people are generally afraid to fight Hellfire Bow people because you honestly can destroy a lot of people with it. The only issue is you probably will get attacked by teams with it though. So that was the main issue I faced, so I decided to not use the Hellfire Bow for the entire amount of kills, but it did speed up the beginning kills for sure. Now that was a long enough intro, let's actually talk about the revs themselves. So as for my gear, I was just using normal noob gear like the Royal D'hide and the Royal Crossbow, and of course when I used the Hellfire Bow I didn't bring the RCB. So yeah, I just went from rev to rev, and I don't know if there's a discrepancy in terms of drop rates between the higher leveled ones and the imps, because it generally seemed like they all had like the same amount of drop rate during the entire video. So I don't know if it's confirmed or not that imps have like a lower drop rate or equal, but I feel like it is definitely worth killing the imps, and lower leveled ones of course. If you're wondering how I counted my kills, I used the Ectoplasmatter, which is kind of like the Bone Crusher for ghosts. It gives you 15 prayer experience per kill at the Revenants. And yeah, I did also have some bonus experience as well in prayer, but don't worry, I did account for that. All my numbers are accurate. As for their drops, they were slightly changed since the last video. Of course, they're still going to have the stupid common coin drop, but you also have a slim chance of getting a Bloodweed Seed, which is a new herb that came out, I think, last year. The seed itself is like 60k almost, so it's a nice drop, and I think I got plenty of them, so it does add a pretty penny to the loot. Now, as for the actual drops, even though I had the Drop Enhancer and the better chance at drops with the Wilderness Elite tasks, I didn't find it super lucky. A lot of my items weren't that amazing either. The highlights would be like the Statius plate body, and then I also got 2 Saren statuettes. among other things. But I think the highlight of the video, for me at least, is towards the end of the video, I actually got an Agility Brawlers drop, which is absolutely insane. It's one of the best brawlers, and what's even more crazy is I was on Discord with a couple of my buddies during this. It was like 3 in the morning. It'd be nice if I got Agility Brawlers, is exactly what I said. Not even shitting you, I got the Agility Brawlers. And don't think I'm embellishing that. I legit had that happen. It was fucking cool that I called it. As I said, that's pretty much the highlight of the video. It's kind of disappointed because if you guys are unaware, if you get a Statius Warhammer here, you have made absolute bank. It is so much money. Now, when I was recording this, it was up to like 250 mil, but then right after I recorded the video the first time, they nerfed the Statius Warhammer a bit. They made it degrade slightly differently, and it's not as good, but it's still very good. So it still fetches a high price. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's still really, really expensive. So if you want to try your luck, by all means, go here and hope to God that you get a Statius Warhammer. And one more thing before we go into the loot, if you guys are wondering why a lot of the, Ancient Warrior equipment is still worth anything anymore, is because you can upgrade it to Superior now and make it level 88, which makes it just a step below like Noxious or the tier 90 armors. It takes a bit of time to get them to Superior, but you can also augment them now with Invention and make them not degrade to dust. So they are fairly useful, it's just that they are still a step down from the best in the game. Anyway, though, I think I talked enough about these guys. There was a lot to go through, and I apologize if there was a lot of rambling, but let's go and show the loot. Now here we are with all of the items that I received in the 2000 Revenants, and it may look like, wow, that's a lot of money, Tyler, but it really is not. I mean, the items generally aren't that much. Like, a lot of those items that you're looking at are under 50k each, and they're just kind of worthless, and they most likely will not sell to the GE for anything if you have to sell them to the GE. But yeah, like I said earlier, the highlights would be the Agility Brawlers, the Statius Plate Body on the bottom right, and then also the Vesta Plate Legs, just 2 slots over from that. Those are a couple mil each, and I think the Morrigan Chaps right above the Vesta Plate Legs are about a mil. Yeah, those kind of items, if you get a lot of those, it can be fairly decent, but yeah, again, this place is really just a giant luck fest. You really just have to get lucky, specifically with the Statius Warhammer. Alright, I sold a few items, and I didn't realize that I should have price checked first. So here is the price check before I sell everything, or the majority of the items, and it's at like 10 mil. So yeah, again, not that much money. Alright, I finished selling everything that I can to the GE. Now all the items in my inventory still, I have to sell to the guy in Edgeville, because these are the statuettes that you trade in for GP. I'll be back when I do that. And there we go, we finished it all up, and it looks like we're at 9.1 mil in total loot, and of course we still have the Agility Brawlers. So yeah, it sold for less than what I price checked, and that is totally expected because these items aren't frequently bought off the GE, so you have to sell them for fairly low. Keep in mind, guys, getting all the drop enhancers took me about 2 hours, and actually killing the Revenants themselves took me like 8 hours. So you can probably say this took about 10 hours to do, and I only made 9.1 mil, so it's only like 900k an hour. And that's actually kind of disappointing because I had, several luck boosts, I guess you could say. If you guys remember my first Revenants loot video, I think I made like 18 mil in 1,000 kills. I got incredibly lucky without any of these drop enhancing shit. Anyway, of course, I want to reiterate, if you want to try your luck here, by all means try it. You may get a Statius Warhammer and you will be the happiest motherfucker of all time. But other than that, I would recommend staying away because they are pretty garbage experience, and it's kind of aggravating if you get regged by PKers or something. Either way, I'll take having the Agility Brawlers. Those are definitely worth all the work that I put into this video because those are amazing. But with that, guys, I'm glad I made this video finally after like a month and a half of just putting it off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you want to talk to me in-game, join my friends chat fatnooblet. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to have updates on my upcoming streams and videos. And with all that said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.